Hi, how you doing? It's Jeff, back with what is a very, very special video lesson for me today. Of course, we're looking at Rocka Rolla, which has been requested by quite a few of you out there. Big Judas Priest fans out. 1974. I think I must have been 1974. I would have been out 14, 15 when this came out. So I've got to say, I don't really remember this. I was late getting into Judas Priest. But what makes this big for me, for this video, today we have reached 20,000 subscribers, or as I like to call them now, guitar mates. You're all guitar mates out there to me. That's a big thing for me, 20,000 subscribers. When I started doing this before, I used to look at other people and think, oh, wouldn't it be great if I could get 5 and 10, 15, and now I've got 20, and it's been really, really good. It's been fun. I do apologise just lately. It's been a little bit slow on the videos, but that's because I've been really busy. You know, my full-time job is a professional guitar teacher. So it's because of the pandemic, it's got really busy for me. So I've not had the time to put the effort into making these videos. It's been more focused on my students doing lessons, preparing for the lessons. So a big apology, but you've stuck with it, and today we hit the 20,000. So I thought I'd put this together for you. Been quite a few requests. Rocka Rolla. Kind of, to me, I think this was one of the first songs that was ever written by Judas Priest. I'm going to cover all of the parts. Now, I'm going to put a little caveat in because there have been quite a few comments just lately. This is what I hear. Been going through the track, played it back. If somebody thinks it's different, great. That's fine. But sometimes don't be a bit of an a-hole about what you say about it. You know, it's just me. Some people, I'm sorry, they've really got to go out their way to make a point that it's not right. Well, I'm sorry. This is what I hear. This is what I think it is. If I'm totally wrong, I'm sorry. I'm getting old. I'm getting deaf. But anyway, I'm not going to rant because today is a special day. 20,000 subscribers. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I do appreciate the support that you've given me over the years on this. There's going to be much more, but like I say, full-time teaching is going to be a little bit slower. You know, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to get into this song because I don't want to be accused of talking too much. I am thinking of something what I can do for this 20,000 subscribers. One of the things I'm thinking of, and I might put this into operation very quickly, is I'm going to give everybody free access for the premium channel, so you can check that out. Unfortunately, I'm not a great IT guy, so what you do, you get a month free. You won't be charged for it, but you have to put in your PayPal details, but you don't get charged until at the end of 30 days. Then if you decide to go ahead, then it will just run through. If you decide it's not for you, you just click cancel on that. I wish I could do it another way where it didn't charge you, then does after the 30 days. I just don't know how to do it, so that's my apologies. So that probably is what I'm going to do. I can't do giveaways because where I'm based off, we don't have a lot of instruments and things to give away. So I'm sorry about that, but I will just keep on making these songs as best I can. Anyway, I know I've gone on a little bit too long, so my apologies. Let's get into it. Let's celebrate 20,000 subscribers and much more for the future. Let me show you how to play Rocka Rolla. So don't go away.
Preview.
Right, let's have a look at that riff. As normal, I'm going to play it through and then I'll break it down for you. So it goes like this. And that just repeats through. What am I doing there? Well, it's an open A string. Then I am playing D2 and G2, hit them strings together, and then followed by just one on the D, just a single note, like that. Now the next time round, we are going to play an open string after the D, so we get, then we repeat, then we play 3 on the A string, open A, then we do a double stop on 3 on the D and 3 on the G, then bye. And of course then the band kicks in. Drums and the bass are following through that line, and we keep on repeating that line until we get to the verse. Now there's a little section right at the end on the final one before we get to the verse, which goes like this. So after I've played that last one, I played the 3, I'm going to play an open A string and then to an A5, so I'm playing D2 and G2. And that takes us then into the verse section. And behind that, KK is playing a little figure. When the band kicks in, there's a little groove there on the little kind of rhythm that he's playing behind that, which goes like this. And what he's just doing there, he's playing open string A to an A. Well, he's just holding down the 2 and the 2 on the D and the G string. I think of that for a minute. From the D and the G string. So we're getting this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and then I'm playing open A, open E, and then 3 on the E, and then 3 on the A, and then he goes back and just repeats that. And that sits behind that little section there. So that's what KK is doing, and we've already covered what Glenn's doing. So what we're going to do now, we are going to get into the verse section. Right, let me just play through the first section of the verse, which goes like this. Now that A chord there at the beginning, that was the one that came in from. So that A, opening part. Then we've got open string going to a C5. Then that's going to be 4 and. Next bar, we are going to go open string to a D, which is the 4 and. Then we go back to the C, to an A chord. And we repeat that. Next part goes like this. So what we're doing is an E. This time we're not doing the open string, we're just going to that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 to the G5. And then we do the same thing on the A5, back to the G5. Now the next part goes like this, it's the same as what we just done. Apart from this. So we start off on that A, to the C, back to the C. Instead of going back to the A, we play 2 on the D, 4 on the G, 4 on the D, 5 on the D, open. Now immediately behind that, going into the chorus, we've got an E5 power chord. So we get. And one of the guitars plays that, the second guitar starts to play. Plays and what would be seen as the maiden gallop. So let's check out that section in more detail. Now the chorus line is predominantly on the bass, and we're just supporting it on the guitar with a muted note. So we get this. So I'm just playing 1. And then I go to the C, and then down to the D, and then back to the E. And then we got a C5 to a D5 to an E5. Then we got that, which is just an E5 power chord, just with a heavy mute to start first. Right, let's crack on to the next section, which has got a number of little guitar lines that we're going to be playing through that. So let's work through them. Okay, the guitar line that we're going to be doing is played over them. Been played over that, kind of chugging away on that E string. And what we hear is kind of buried in the mix here, what KK is doing, but he's playing this. And he would repeat that line. Now, when I'm playing there, I'm on the D string. I'm doing a hammer on from 1 to 2 on the D, going to the 1 on the G. I repeat that. So we do that twice. And then the next one, same lick to start with, but this time I'm going to play that G1 twice. And then I've got a 2 on the G pulling off to the 1, to the 2 on the D, back to the 1. So we get. Then we repeat the initial lick. Now this one, coming to the end of the line, we do that hammer on again. And then I'm going to play 2 on the G, open G, and then back to the 2. Now we repeat the whole lick again, which I'm going to do nice and slow for you. Now what he does, he moves everything up, and he's going to be playing it from the same 2 strings, but we're going to start it on the 6th fret, going to the 7, crossing over to the 6 on the G. So I'm taking that 6, 7, cross over to the 6 on the G, repeat. Then I'll repeat that 6, 7. Then we got the 2 6s, and then 7. Pull off to the 6, to the 7 on the D, back to the 6 on the G, and then we've got this. So we've got the next side. He's going to the 7 on the G, to the 5 on the G, back to the 7. So that one goes like this. Then he goes back and he repeats the lick that he played previously down here, but there is one little change at the end. We've got this. The only difference is there on that last one, we've got this, we're getting this. And then we do the 1, 2, and then open, go on the open D to 1. Now, there are a number of little fills that are being played by Glenn Tipton over that when he's playing the lick. So let's check a few of them out. So the first lick goes like this. Okay, and that's relatively easy, that one. What we're doing, we're playing 5 on the D string and then pulling off to the open string. And then playing 7 on the A. Yeah. Then we have got the riff. The next fill is this. Again, working on the D string, we're playing D pull off, and then we got an open string. Then we move up to the 7th fret, do the same thing. 9th fret, 12th fret. And then we've got this, which is on the G string, which is 12, going back to the 9. So we get. So the next one is this. when I'm playing that, I'm doing a 5 pull-off. It's all on the D string. Doing a 5 pull-off to an open string. Then we pick the open string. Then I'm doing a 7 pull-off. Again, hit the open string. 9. Same thing again. Then 12. And then we get on the G string, we get 12, 9, 12, 9. Then we've got that riff again. Now your next one, kind of a run down at a kind of a running down at a pentatonic scale here. We're getting this. So what I'm doing now, I'm doing 10, 8 pull off on the B to 9 on the G. Then I do an 8 slide down to the 7 on the B. Back to the 9 on the G. To the 7 on the B. Then I do a 9, 7, 9, 7 on the G. Then I've got a 9, 8, 7 on the D. And then I've got a 10, 9, 7 on the G. On the A, sorry. So we get. Then we've got the riff. The final one, this is where the kind of the band stops. Now you've got this. So when I'm doing that, I'm playing 7 pull off to the 5 on the A. Doing the same thing on the E. Going back to the D string now and the same thing. Then I'm moving up to 9, 7 on the D. Do the same thing on the G. Then I move up to the 10 to the 8 on the B. And then I'm doing a 12 on the B string, finishing on the 10. And from there we go back to the beginning, that intro. So that is the section for the solo. There is one little overdub that you can hear on this, is between the riffs that are being played by Glenn. What there is a harmony. So when you've got that, you've got this. Which is just the harmonization of that, but we're doing a 5 on the E. And then it's a 4, 5, back to the 4, so it's, and then it's 4, 5 on the B. Identical to that riff that you're playing down there. And then the final part. Then we do a 5, 3. And then we've got that. Now the next riff that you can hear is the overdub, exact same thing, but we're moving it across here on the 9. So it's 9 on the high E and then 9, 10 on the B. Same lick, just identical but moved up. And then finally 10 down to the 8. And finishing on the 10, and then you got that lick. This is where that lick comes in. Now this is where that lick comes in. Now this is where that lick comes in, and then it's back to that lick there, and then that final one that we've got that takes us out. So just wanted to mention the overdubs there. Well, at this point you've played all of the sections. We've covered all of the sections, because from there it goes back to the introduction, then it goes through the verse, and then it goes back to the chorus. Plays through the chorus twice, and that takes us out of the song. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed learning how to play this very, very, very old song, you could say. Well, do hope you've enjoyed learning how to play Rocka Rolla. Some interesting little licks that were played by Glenn. Very early stuff. You know, this was the first title album from them. So we are sounding very dated in the sound as well. I've tried to keep it clean, not too overdriven, so you can hear what I'm playing. Well, I'm going to let you go. So until the next time, this is Jeff, wishing you well, and I'll speak to you again real soon. Till then, goodbye.